Here we go. I'm going to talk about love. Love. Okay. So, what I mean by I want to talk about love. Now, I had this immense breakthrough, and I'm going to grab my journal because of the fact that I wrote some, amazing shit in here. And sometimes when I write stuff out, I don't remember what I wrote. I remember the gist of it, but, not the scrying part that, I had of it. Okay, so, I had a breakthrough with my energy, and so I realized right before the new moon that we had that I have had such high walls up that I was not letting those walls be permeable. Okay? There are some boundaries that you create that are strict wall, and then are kind of loose. And then there's some that are permeable. Some things can get by and some things can't. Okay. So I had just this wall, strict wall that was going on. And it was this fear, okay? I did not want anyone to, I would run from any thought or notion of being loved. I would run from it. I would avoid it like the fucking plague. I was gone. It was COVID all over again. I was Audi 500 whenever it came to anybody that wanted to love me at all. Truly care about me. Not, toxic, let me try and control you and let me manipulate you and all that kind of not that shit. Genuine love. People that wanted to be close to me. I was gone because I didn't realize this until just recently, that there was this fear that I was allowing to be in control of the fact that I could not manifest the people into my life that I deserved because of the fact that I was carrying this energy, this fear of being loved. Okay? So, for a long time, I've been in this standoffish energy that kept people at bay because I was so afraid to be loved, because my fear was that if love from my family, which was toxic, very toxic, and was never actually love, if that hurt as bad as it did, not having that and being treated that way and what they called love, if that was painful, then I didn't want love from anyone else, because if I were to lose it, then that pain had to be far more painful, and I wasn't sure if I could survive losing that, and feeling that pain. So, in my mind, not having it was better than having it and losing it. So, for me, I realized my worth. I know my worth on what I deserve, but I was so afraid of even allowing chances for those people to be in my life, because I was so afraid of how bad it would hurt to lose those people and to have those people in my life, whether they be friends, connections, relationships, any of that. I was allowing myself to continuously accept shitty relationships because of the fact that it was easier to deal with those than it was to have the good. Really have the good. Because I was so afraid that it was going to be a million times more painful when I lost those things. But see, that's where it gets kind of crazy, because when I felt someone getting too close, I would lash out and hurt them verbally, because that's what I was taught by my mother. So I would do things to try and hurt others if I felt anybody getting too close. Either that or ghost was another thing, was that I would ghost people very easily by just gone. I knew the words to say that would hurt people because I wanted to keep people away so that I wouldn't be loved. And that way I could be the bad guy, and that was far better than being hurt, because in my mind it was never going to last and I was going to get hurt anyways, because I was creating self-fulfilling prophecies by what I was doing, and I couldn't stop it until like now. I was energetically trying to run and fight to get away from others, and that was my energy. I was creating towers to give me reasons to run and to fight. I couldn't finally surrender to being loved and connection until now. I'm finally at a place where I feel I can be truly loved. As scary as it is, I finally was able to surrender to real connection. And so I was choosing those self-fulfilling prophecies because it was in my mind that I thought that those were just going to end anyways, because of the fact that all of my relationships ended and all these things ended anyways, which, let's be real, those ones weren't good ones anyways. They were all toxic up until like now, for me to be able to trust myself enough to know the difference between toxic and real. So I didn't trust myself during those times, and it was for good reason that a lot of those relationships didn't work, because they weren't good relationships, because I was not in a good place and they were not in a good place. We were magnets. We were attracting each other in based upon where we were at in our journeys. Now, the thing about it is that I was creating these self-fulfilling prophecies of them ending, because in my mind I thought they were going to end anyways, so therefore I was creating it in this reality. And so with that, I was so afraid of love and even anybody loving me. I couldn't put down my guard. I couldn't put down my sword. I couldn't verbally stop being that way. Now realize that with that in mind, if there is anybody in your reality that is a toxic person and they are choosing to be a toxic person, you have every right to use your sword. You have every right to verbally be the way that you are. Don't ever think that you are too much, or that you've said too much, or that you've done too much, because you are perfectly fine. You have every right to say things to defend yourself, just saying. But also keep in count that if people are genuinely working on themselves, and if people are truly trying to get better and realize what what their role is in the situation, and they are understanding and they aren't taking things offensively, they are, actually taking what you're saying and using it to help make themselves better, and you are listening to them on things that you are doing that you can work on to help make yourself better, perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. But I was still creating these self-fulfilling prophecies and everything like that by already assuming that it wasn't going to work out. So now I'm in a place where I am okay, where I feel like I can allow people into my life, into my reality, and be loved. Not hold people at bay and keep people away, but to trust myself enough to know who I can let in and who I can't let in, but also trust myself enough to know that I can speak up and I can say how I feel, and I can create boundaries that I don't feel guilty for creating, and that I can communicate and talk things out with people whenever that I don't have to be rigid and be like, oh, it's this way or no way. I can actually have a conversation where I can meet someone in the middle. All of this was through the fact that I realized that my energy was the one that was creating it. Like, I was creating my reality by the way that I was fearing losing real love and real connection. Now, I'm still picky. I'm still going to be picky about the people that I have in my life. I'm still going to, not respond to people if they sit there and try and trigger me, or respond to people that I don't feel like I need to talk to, not feel guilty about it. Because I know that that's not some connection that I want to create. Other things are being open with the fact that if someone is wanting to connect, that I can easily let this person know that how I feel about them, whether I like them as a friend or whether I, like them as, a potential someone that I could possibly get to know better before I even, get into any kind of relationship. All of that stuff. But it's letting go. There was this other part. I was always overthinking out of fear that I had to protect myself and get out of scary situations, because that's how I was connected to my guides. And I also didn't trust myself enough because I was still connecting with the wrong people. So I was afraid that I'd keep connecting with these people, and I was assuming the worst of those people, not seeing them for who they really are, because I couldn't accept my own flaws. I wasn't willing to accept others' flaws, and that was connected to the perfectionism part as well. So, I know that's so there's so much in there. And there's a lot of that where you could be like, oh, that's all overthinking. Fair. That's definitely fair. I just like to break these things apart. Like, that is entertainment for me. I know. I think it's an INFJ thing. I love how the brain works. And so it's that right there is so, that stuff is so cool for me. Understanding the depths of everything. But, yeah, I was overthinking things a lot. Overthinking is actually a trauma response because of the fact that you're lacking trust in the universe and yourself. Well, the universe and, God, and, that's all us. We are God. So it's a lack of self-trust. That is the biggest thing of overthinking, is a lack of self-trust. You don't trust yourself enough to make the right decisions. And so for me, I was struggling so hard with my self-trust. And so with love, I would consistently make the wrong choices with a lot of people. And with those people, I would continuously repeat the pattern until I finally figured out that, how to break that pattern. Saying what I felt and what I thought and what I wanted and what I didn't want. Speaking up, saying no, and blocking people or just walking away from things that I wasn't going to get into arguments about. Doing the right thing, doing the things that were the left turn instead of the right turn. Not taking the same path, but going down a different path. The road less traveled, So for me, my fear was having true, genuine love and losing it. When now I've I've reframed it in my brain that it's that age-old, quote. I believe it's from Shakespeare. Tell me in the comments if I'm wrong on it or not. But, that Shakespearean quote of, it's better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all. And that right there, I want to say that to some extent, I have loved in like different ways, like in less ways, like in there was still a love there, but it wasn't genuine higher love. What I am going for, what I am reaching for, what I'm striving for is a higher kind of love. I have it, and I know what it's going to look like, and that I won't settle for anything less than what that is. And so it's knowing how to figure out which ones are okay and which ones aren't. And this one's going to definitely be, something that I'm going to have to work through. And I'm going to meet people, and I'm going to be like, no. And trust myself, and trust that intuition, and believe in the fact that I know, and I can trust myself and the universe and God and all of that. I can trust. I can surrender, and I can trust that all of that is going to be okay, and that it's not going to I'm not going to lose that love. And if somehow something happens, it's not going to be as painful as I am making it out to believe in my head, because I over exaggerate sometimes and think like it's going to be far worse, and really it's not even close. So really and truly, I am overthinking love and, expecting things to go wrong. So just something that I wanted to share in my breakthrough on love, and how I have changed my energy to be more permeable to love, but to the right kind of people that are actually loving people, not takers, not toxic people that are trying to just drain me dry. So in that note, I hope that helps anybody. And, I truly love sharing these things because I find it fascinating. And if anybody, listens to this stuff and listens to my my videos, and they get something from it, then that's great. Also showing people how you can go from having and knowing only toxic love to finding true, genuine, divine love. It is possible. Like, it truly is possible. Do not settle for anything less than what you deserve. That is the thing that I truly want people to feel, is that, you are worthy of love. And don't fear love. Don't fear it. It may be scary, and it may be uncomfortable, because that's healthy love you've never experienced before. But I would rather have that than toxic love. Ever again. So, I hope this helps, and I click like, share, and subscribe if you want to keep up to date with all the stuff that I am putting out. I am going to now be a lot more frequent with my videos, because I am now at a place where my energy has shifted to where I can be more consistent, and I am really putting in that effort to open myself up to love. And that's a lot of also why I wasn't consistent with my videos and stuff like that, is because of the fact that I know that a lot of people are going to love these videos. I know that a lot of my videos are going to help people. And so there was that fear blocking it off in allowing people to come in and allowing people to love me, because of the fact that it was scary and I wasn't sure how I could handle it. So now I'm opening that up, and I will be posting more videos. And so click like, share, subscribe, all of that fun stuff, and help a girl out. Let's get these videos out to people that need them, because let's be real, the whole world needs a whole hell of a lot of healing, and it's time to heal with love. So I love you all. Have a beautiful, blessed day, because I know that you are beautiful, and I know that you are blessed, and stay that way. Okay? I love you all.